Chatting with cherubs. Fly in the kitchen. So if you see my eyes go weird, I'm looking at a fly. Sorry, go on, Morgan.
That's all right. Hello and welcome back to Chatting with Cherubs. I'm that bloody Morgan Rees. I'm here with the blinking
Josh Jones, and I'm here with the knobhead.
Gearoid Farrelly.
I don't know what.
This has started very early this week. The bullying continues. And as Josh has pointed out on numerous occasions, this is not just bullying, it's ageism.
Yeah.
We like a bit of isms early on to the podcast. Yeah.
Knobheads like you go. I called you a knobhead.
Yeah.
This is just so aggressive, Josh.
I know. I genuinely love you to bits, so.
Yeah.
But it's quite. I just like being mean to you. I'm really sick. Do you know if we was on the playground, that'd mean I fancied you.
Yeah. But on a podcast, what does that mean?
It just means that you want rid of me. You just want more airtime.
No. Yeah.
Josh is just pulling up my skirt on the playground.
Yeah.
So scary. Yeah.
I'd like to move to the countryside, I think.
I think you'd make a great farmer. I'd say you'd have chickens.
Yeah, I've been looking. I've not been looking. I've looked outside when we drove around the countryside. I've looked out the window. I was going to be like, I've been looking at houses. Well, not online, just out the window. But,
That's a good car. You are a good car passenger. Just go. What are you doing? I'm house shopping.
yeah,
Just looking out the window.
I do that as well, though. I don't actually look at the price or anything like that. I'm just like, oh, I think I'm gonna move there. Yeah, I'm gonna move there, and then I just have it in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna move to Chelsea. And it's like, how are you gonna do that, girl? Because it's about £2 million a month. Like,
yeah.
well,
Yeah.
Would you get rid of your flat in Dublin?
No, I'd try and keep it and just rent it out, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is the rent, if you rented your flat in Dublin, would that pay for your rent in London? Is it similar price? Because in Dublin, dead expensive. Everybody says Dublin's expensive.
Yeah, Dublin is expensive now, and it's not worth it for what you get. It isn't worth it.
I had a really cheap time in Dublin because you paid for everything. I loved it. I only got one breakfast. Paid for us to get breakfast. That was it.
Well, it's always going to look great compared to your camping weekend because you went camping, and I genuinely cannot imagine anything worse.
No, I hate camping. I work too hard. I work way too hard to sleep on the floor.
I loved it. I think I would do it differently. I think I'd get an airbed next time because I didn't really sleep that well. And my dad gave me these roll mats to sleep on, and they
never work.
Yeah, and
they're never good enough.
One had dry blood on it, so that was weird. Say something to them.
So do you think it was?
You should get into directing, Josh. You should.
Do you think it was like a murder or a period?
I was thinking like a stumped toe. I didn't think.
How hard do you stump your toe?
In a tent.
In a tent.
If it was out, my dad's quite adventurous, and my dad goes camping and stuff. Because I do speak to my dad he's always been in my life, but I feel like we don't know each other that much, and I think it's because he's always outside. I don't really know what he's up to.
But if he just comes in for a cup of tea.
Yeah. He's an adventurous person. I think he's always wanted to live out of Manchester, but he never did because we had kids tying him down. So I'm glad to be the noose around his neck. But so he gave us, but my dad, he's proper I think he's quite old school. So if you go camping with him, we did used to lie on the floor and like, do you know what I mean? It was just like quite basic sort of,
I had the same. I had the same thing with my dad, but his is very different. His is because he was lazy.
Yeah,
that's why we were bare bones. Like I remember it was post-divorce midlife crisis. Not mine, my dad's. When I was a kid, I wasn't 10-year-old divorcee. But he used to take us camping all the time. And in hindsight, it was because he was flirting with someone locally. I remember, and because he was,
Because he
we'll
was
go and meet
what locally, sorry?
he was flirting with someone in the local area. We'd always
What,
go
like
and
a
meet.
sheep? Why was he flirting outside in the field?
No, it's like we go on these camping expeditions, but it turns out he was just chatting someone up in that village or that area. It
Oh
wasn't
my
like
God.
He was no, it wasn't like he wasn't chatting up sheep.
No, I don't mean
He's
chatting
not-
up sheep.
he's not
That
that
sounds
fucking
very
Welsh.
racist against the Welsh. But I meant, like, I thought you meant he was just looking for people in fields. I was a bit
Yeah, that's what
confused.
it's like in Wales, Josh. You know this.
But
That's
yeah.
how you find your first partner. Is that you turn 16, they kick you into the big fields, and they go, "Come back when you're done." And sometimes it's hours, sometimes it's days.
You find a wife. But
I'm sorry, I hate camping. Camping for me is a Premier Inn. That's as basic as I'm willing to go. I'm sorry, if a double bed, ensuite, and a telly, and I'm not going any lower than that.
well,
Wow, good old.
I
Dublin's
was
changed you.
I was speaking about you while we were camping. Yeah,
Hope you weren't saying his name.
because you've got a blow up bed with an headboard. You've got a very good blow up bed. You've got quite. I don't know if they're making blow up beds. Yours must be the Tesla of blow up beds.
It's called a yawn.
Yeah. So
I'm going to write that down.
But it's quite tall as well. So I think if I took that camping, because I didn't know that people took blow up beds camping. James was like, "Oh, this is rubbish. We should have had a blow up bed." And I was like, "Oh, no one has blow up beds." And then everyone I spoke to had a blow up bed, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
right. Other people don't just sleep on the floor."
No.
Well, the problem with that blow up bed is much like a Tesla. You have to have somewhere to plug it in.
Or you can get a pump.
That's why you do it with the car. That's what you do it in the car. You put it into the. That's what everyone. I mean, like you fill it with the fumes of the car, as in like you put it in
Yeah,
the
put it in
electricity
the exhaust. And if there's a puncture, you die.
But now I've been looking at tents, and so I borrowed a tent off my dad. But now we think we're gonna make this part of our lives, and I'm gonna buy a good tent. But I want one where I could, with like a living room, and I can put like the fold out table in it and stuff.
No,
and
Josh,
I can
I'm
bring
stepping
friends.
in. No,
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
No, I'm stepping in. No, this is not a way to live, Josh. You've worked hard. You've shagged your way into a really nice area of Manchester, and now you're going to go spend your weekends in fields. No.
Yeah.
But in a nice tent, it's a nice one with a fold-out table and like stuff like that. I kind of loved it, but I have to be near a shower. I can't. But I couldn't just go in a field. It was a festival, wasn't it? So there was a festival shower. But do you know what was dead hard? Getting changed in the shower room thing because it's full of grass on the floor. So but I've come up with an idea next time I go to a festival is I'm going to take, do you know a window wiper that they clean windows with?
Yeah.
I'm going to wipe the grass to the side. Sorry, that's genius.
I have to say that is genius, but it's genius as in I've found a life hack for being in prison. That's the level of genius. It's completely unnecessary. Don't go to prison in the first place. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You're essentially saying I've learned how to make a shiv out of a toothbrush.
That's exactly what it is.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening and watching the podcast. If you are enjoying it, do please like and subscribe, whether you're watching us on YouTube or you're listening to us on any of your podcasting apps. It would mean the world.
And if you would like to support us further, you can subscribe to our Chatting with Cherubs Patreon and you will get extended episodes each week.
Doesn't that sound lovely? Thank you very much. Smash my bit. Yay!
You're such a
time as well.
You're so in.
Grows took ages.
Chatting with Cherubs.
But I would love, if you do a big, get a big tent, Josh, I'd love to borrow it off you because I'm comparing the cabaret stage at Glastonbury this year.
Oh, well done. Oh, you've got yourself
well done, Morgan.
Glastonbury, you sneaky little bitch. Look at that. How many comps do you get? Just one.
Pardon?
How many comps do you get?
I get one. So me and Janik are going.
It's always Janik, isn't
it?
it?
Yeah. But just know, if I got two, it'd be Janik and probably his mate.
Who's on? Do you know who's on?
I can't remember now. Neil Young, for some reason, is one of the headliners. Not even like, I thought he'd be on the legend spot.
Oh God, I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Am I being bad? I can't think who that is.
He
What
didn't have
does
that
he
song
sing?
"Coming to America."
Yeah, Fields of Gold and all that sort of stuff.
Is that not Sting?
No, that's a cover.
Oh,
Yeah. So I think Chapel Roan
Oh, that'll be
is
fun.
doing it.
yeah.
We're seeing her in Primavera in 4 weeks' time as well. So it
Oh.
should be all right. I'd say if I could bring this up a little bit. We've got Primavera in 4 weeks' time, and I'm in a little bit of a pickle. I'm all right, actually, just chasing up invoices. You know, when it gets to the point and you just go like, oh, there's too many people owe me money. So I've had to do like skint behavior for the last week.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I haven't been like skint in a while.
So you've been sucking dicks under bridges for 20 quid.
Yeah.
And we respect you for it, Morgan. It's fine.
That is not true. It's under bridges, above bridges, on bridges, by bridges. It doesn't have to be under a bridge.
And what have you what's your skint tips?
Oh, I'm rubbish at being skint. Like I essentially just walk places.
You're too high
No.
end to be skint.
I was skint and my dad asked me for a pint and I'm going, yeah, I can make that. And I go, no, you can't. You've got any money. What are you on about? You're waiting for these invoices.
Have you been out as well? Have you been like to do stuff?
No, I've been really good at staying in. But because last time I was skint was again in my 20s, but I somehow still managed to go out. I don't know how I managed that. Like, I don't understand how I went out at uni.
It's mad. I look back and I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? But I used to drink Lamborghini at uni before going out. So that was how I did it.
So you get hammered beforehand.
Yeah, £3, and then I'd just go out and be like, woo.
Yeah. Kiss someone for a pint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
And then give someone a handy for a lift.
Yeah. It could be the same person though if you're lucky.
Yeah.
You don't have to put all the work in. But so have you been just cooking and stuff and watching? Have you been reading books?
Oh no, I can afford electricity.
Yeah.
Not Spain.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah. What would you do if all electricity went out?
I would shave my beard because this is bizarre. I bought a beard trimmers. And I did think about this when I saw the Spain electricity going. I bought it in February and I've used it maybe, I would say once, sometimes twice a week since then. And it still hasn't died.
Wow.
I don't know what is powering this thing. But
I think the moon, the sun, your soul.
I bought it, and again, of course, it's me. So it was a Temu purchase, and I can only think that the reason Spain went out of power is that somebody who had bought this has tried to charge it, and it just drained the national grid.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was so bonkers. Like, imagine no electricity.
Yeah,
I would love it. I would personally love it.
well, you won't be able to work.
Yeah,
No, I didn't. I would. I'm already scared. It's not going to change.
I wouldn't mind it for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Actually, no, because I can't play my wrestling game.
But you got you're stacked up with board games at your place. You'd be absolutely fine.
We're ready for it. We've got loads of board games. I've got a book on the go at the moment. But then you can't use contactless. How do you pay for stuff? You have to use cash.
Yeah.
And the cash
Well,
machines
luckily,
won't be working.
I've got all the hand jobs I've been given, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Hand jobs are a cash business.
It's not. I only do Monzo.
Well, you have to go to the bank and get cash out because cash machines are electric, aren't they?
Again, you wouldn't be able to get cash out.
Oh yeah.
So
I use the tap on my phone all the time, and I found my wallet like I just hadn't seen it in months, and I opened it and there was €15 in it, and I took out the tenner and I was like, oh my god, that's what that looks like. I don't think I've seen a tenner in like 2 years.
Yeah,
who's on the head of your tenors?
I don't know. I couldn't even tell you.
Oh, is it?
who's on ours?
It's probably the Queen, is it?
Yeah, we had the Queen
Not anymore.
on the photos, and then
Do they take her off as soon as she's dead?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
she's
great.
gone.
Is she gone already?
I think they phased her out. I don't think they didn't print her out, and it's just like a big cross over her.
Yeah.
Like, you're out. But I could see myself. That's the one problem. Is like I got an electric piano. Because people that have guitars must be absolutely loving a power outage.
yeah. Bet the neighbours aren't. Fucking Wonderwall again.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I live in Ringsend in Dublin, and every time there's a bank holiday, they have like a little festival. I don't know what it is. It's like they've been doing this for years, ever since I moved here 15 years ago. Every so often, they have this weird street parade, and it just literally went down the road about an hour ago. And it's like marching bands, and they dress up and they're in boats. It's the strangest thing. And I remember when I first moved in like, I think it was 2008, one of the floats that they had was, there was a boat being pushed down the road, and in it there was a guy that was George Bush, and there was somebody dressed up as, I think it must have been Osama bin Laden, and they were like shaking hands and going, yay.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
That's so mental. That's actually
bananas.
mental.
And then there's a marching band behind him with loads of like majorettes like twirling their buttons.
Got to keep a bit traditional, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, I'm not sure I want to live here.
Yeah, that's crazy. You've been Blackpool?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They used to sell like Osama bin Laden masks in Blackpool. Do you know
Yeah.
what the masks and people just walking around the street, and you're like, that's insane. That's actually mental.
When I was in Blackpool, I went into that shopping centre. I was only in Blackpool for a day. And when I walked into the shopping centre, I saw two women, and they were holding hands with like a toddler.
Yeah.
They each had a hand, and they walked the toddler into a bin, because they walked either side of the bin. And I remember watching it go, I don't think I want to be here. I don't think this is not a very me place.
I've only ever been to Blackpool once, and someone tried to get me in the street, one of those those street interviewers. You know, you've seen people are doing that online. You know, there's one interviewer, one person's holding the camera. They came up to me and they were going, "Do you know who this lady is?" Some lady, young blonde lady on the phone. I was like, "No, sorry." And anyway, I don't want to do this. And they were, you really seriously, mate? You don't know who that is? I went, "No, I'm off. I don't know." And then they came up to me. They went, "Well, if you don't want to be honest, fine. You know, like, oh, she's a porn star." I went, "I don't know who she is. You're barking up the wrong tree."
Does she have a brother?
It is Blackpool it has got a charm, and we used to go all the time as kids, and there was a haunted house sort of. Is it like a haunted house? But do you know when they dress up and then like chase you, and it'd be like with a chainsaw, but it's probably a leaf blower or something behind you. But then you're like, oh, and then you run out, and you're all like panting and scared, but you run out into a pub. So people are just drinking, and then you feel like a knobhead because you've been terrified. But it's a really good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they still do that, but I'd be up for it. We should go when you're at mine.
You do like an interactive event.
I love an interactive event. I love the dungeons. I love anything like that. When someone's dressed up as like someone from Victorian London or whatever, and they're like, "You all right, Governor?" I love it. I love it. I love it.
I tell you what, I love that as well. I'd choose that any day other than going around a museum. Oh
yeah, I don't like a museum, I have to say.
I like both. I love a museum. I can't help it. I'm addicted to knowledge. I like to learn. But I do like it when my knowledge is fun and it's like, oh, roll it.
Yeah, Rees.
It's such bad acting. I like it.
I had this great phrase, and it was like, never visit a place like it's your last time to be there, because so it always means like you're not under pressure to go and see the sights, but that's why I always end up, in Flying Tiger when I'm in Barcelona.
yeah.
So you really should have seen the cathedral.
Yeah, completely.
You, when we went round a museum together, Gearoid, you genuinely looked bored. But you looked really bored. But I took him to the Edinburgh Dungeons, last Edinburgh Fringe, and because I love it and I go every year. That's the one show I make sure I go to every year. It's not even a show, is it? But I love it. And I thought,
it's a show.
But
London Dungeons, 5 stars.
But to like cheer a few of us up, because it can be a long month. I paid for about 6 of us to go. We did it as a little gift, and then and you were one of them, and I loved it. It was so good. Marilyn Robertson came, Mary Elaine, and she was so funny because when we got there, I said to her, when she got there, she went, "Oh, I need to take my jumper off," because she thought she had a t-shirt on underneath. But then, she ended up flashing a kid by accident. It was really funny. Mary Elaine, she just flashed him on her boobs.
She's part of the show. She's part of the. She's part of the. This is where crazy ladies used to come down. Into the...
Yeah, that's what Victorian ladies used to do. They used to flash kids.
But did you enjoy the dungeon?
I loved the dungeon. The Edinburgh dungeon was absolutely brilliant, but the Dublinian one was a bit shit. There was nobody pretending to do anything. There was just like Josh was the most entertaining person there. He was just posing beside these plastic pies.
Oh, of course, he gravitated to the pies.
Yeah, Josh's pie stall.
That's a northern comment, not a size comment.
Oh yeah, well, you get both. I've always ate pies, even when I was at my skinniest. I just would only have that one pie a day. Did you know what I mean?
Yeah. Your pie teeth.
Yeah, but I do love. I love stuff like that. I think a lot of my stuff is quite childish. I like childish things. But
no,
I don't think. I think that anything that no matter what it is that floats your boat, whether it's an interactive experience or the twins from Neighbours, I think they're all equally valid. Or given hand jobs under bridges. Sorry to exclude you, Morgan.
That's all right. And that shouldn't be childish.
Definitely not. That's a very adult activity.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat, but it's not childish.
I think I know what your perfect day out would be, Morgan. Would be a shit pub, a proper old pub somewhere.
You're starting right.
Yeah, and then maybe a bit of food, but we're not going to overeat because we're going back to another shit pub. And then we'll probably move on to another shit pub, and then we just keep doing that. And then when it's late, you might do a bit of Soho or whatever, and then you'll be done.
I tell you, you're so close. I do like an activity though. So say I love dumb shit. Let's go shit. Let's meet at a shit pub. And you're right. Let's don't eat too much. Let's go back to a shit pub, and then let's go to the Tomb Raider experience, or let's go
chatting with cherubs.
So is that a thing then? The Tomb Raider experience?
Yeah, it's down in Camden. It's just I've never been, but it's you just whooping and cheering and jumping through shit and pretend to be Lara Croft. I mean, who doesn't want to pretend to be Lara Croft?
Do you get to lock the butler in the freezer?
Fingers crossed. That's the only reason I want to do it. Should we do that as a Cherubs Day Out?
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Do we get to wear the shorts?
You have to. You only.
Do ya?
No,
Compulsory.
I don't.
You look so happy.
And at the end, you get. I was going to say you get given a whip, but she doesn't have a whip, does she? I'm thinking of Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
She
she's
just
got
has
a
two
gun.
guns as garters, doesn't she?
She's got a ponytail, a long ponytail. So that could have confused you.
Yeah. I whip my hair back and forth. That's why I'm confusing it. Should we do that? And we all dress up as Tomb Raider.
That would be fun. That would be really fun. I have to say, I've only done one or two of those little experiences, like where people dress up, because I tend to just be a bit like cynical for it. I think.
Yeah.
I like my perfect day out would be very different to yours, Morgan. Like,
What would it be?
it would be very Nana based. You know, like it would be like a lovely brunch. Then we go to a matinee.
Not an
You know.
evening show. Want to go to a matinee?
Matinee, just because you're out early. You know.
I think that's the best thing, a matinee. I don't think you can beat a matinee.
No, I love a matinee.
I do.
I like stuff the wrong way round. I like a fry up at tea time, and I like a show in the day.
And
Yeah.
spaghetti bolognese for breakfast. Oh no, I was going to say, did you see that thing about the aliens in America?
No.
So basically, I went on the Daily Mail website today by accident, right? And there was this story. It was a story about the CIA. There's basically this hearing going on in America. And basically what it says is that there is evidence that the Americans have evidence of like extraterrestrial life, right? And I was like, that sounds a little bit suspect. I would imagine it should be maybe on the front page of the Daily Mail as opposed to in the science section. And then when I read it, basically in the 70s, the American government hired all these people who were called, what were they called? Oh, I can't remember. But they were like visualizers. And they said to them, can you visualize this place? And they visualized this place. And then these psychic people told the Americans, oh, there's aliens there.
Oh.
And that's the evidence.
Shut up.
That's the evidence. And they're talking about it there's like Senate hearings at the moment.
No,
So, like,
no there isn't.
There is. They hired psychics. And then the psychic said, there's aliens. I was like, what?
Have you seen the these on YouTube when it's like, oh, an alien, and it's like someone running through? They're always in cornfields, and there's like, ooh, they love corn. But
they love corn and putting things up people's bums. That's
yeah.
What?
And they're in bus stops at Halloween.
Have you seen District 9? I think that's like one of the better alien films. It's a South African film, I think, and it's like these aliens, but they're like kind of like worm people, but they seem quite nice people, but they've been they put but the government like put them all in like one big ghetto, and they treat them really badly, and I feel like that's what it would be like. That's my little take.
What if aliens came here?
Yeah, I felt like that's what if aliens come here, I don't think we'd be that welcoming, because I always think this when I watch X-Men.
No, we aren't welcome
into
the French.
No.
Can you imagine if aliens arrived in America now and they were like, take me to your leader? The Americans would be like, do you not want to meet Taylor Swift instead?
Yeah. He went, you're in charge.
No, don't worry about the leader. No, you don't want to meet him. No.
The alien, Donald Trump be like, they're the best aliens. They say I'm the best president ever. They say I'm the best life force they've ever met. We're the best, and I'm the best out of the best. I can't do any better.
Yeah, no, you kind of went New York agent.
Yeah,
I went.
Yeah, I did go a little
Go back
bit,
to the stars, kid.
Yeah, I did go a bit like, you want to put on a flapper dress and do a little dance?
I can't do impressions. I can't do it. Can you do impressions, Gearoid?
No, not at all. I'd love to be able to do impressions, but it's a real skill. One of my friends, Chris Kent.
Yeah.
Yes.
The comedian. He's got a really strong Cork accent, but he is an incredible mimic. He's so good at impressions. He doesn't do it on stage, but when he's talking about somebody in real life, he can like do their voice, and it's scary how good he is.
Do you know what's so funny is you've just kind of like opened up that he's bitched about people too, yeah. Because when does he do that?
He does a great Josh
When he's
Jones.
bitching.
He does a great Josh Jones.
But yeah, I used to think I could do an impression, but then I heard it back and I was like, nah, I can't do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought I could do Scooby Doo, but I can't.
Oh, I can do Donald Duck.
Go on.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
That's quite good.
I love the way you turned off mic to psych yourself up. You're
Yeah.
like an actor prepares.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get into character.
Yeah.
What's my motivations? What's my intentions? What is my conflict?
But
I am
do either of you believe in like psychics or aliens?
And they're two
No.
separate things.
But they're both as mental as each other.
I believe that there'll be probably something else out there, but
Well, there's
it
just
could-
been evidence of it recently, but it's
Yeah.
been like they've found a faraway star is releasing gas that would be the byproduct of life. So
Yeah.
so they've found
love
that
that. I don't know.
recently. So there's very, very strong evidence that there's life out there, whether it's intelligent or not. That was like in the
But when they
headlines
say
recently.
it could be gas, and then imagine if you'd be embarrassed if you was an alien, and then they found because you had a little fart or something. And they're like,
Also, what if there is alien life out there and they're all really dumb? Like, what if it's not intelligent? Like, what if they're just absolute morons?
but that'd be
then
that'd be
we
why
would
we've not found each other.
because we're just as dumb.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, I don't believe in psychics. The boyfriend loves psychics.
Really?
Had a psychic reading recently. Had a tarot read, and I was brought up a lot in it.
What did they say?
And-
He's giving blowjobs under bridges.
Yeah.
And I don't need my powers to tell me that. Just need my phone.
Chatting with cherubs.
I've been reading about like this new pope. So obviously now they're in the deliberation stage, aren't they? So they're trying to determine who it's going to be, and they've got that famous sort of ritual. You know, they all go into the room and the smoke changes. I was just thinking, what do you think the ceremony would be? But God forbid one of us sadly passes away. I don't know who first, Gearoid. I don't know who first. But...
Whoa. This is incredibly aggressive.
I see why you do it now, Josh. I totally see why you do
It's
it.
really fun. It's really fun. And he can't remember the day after
Don't say
anyway because his memory's going.
I'm logging off.
Yeah, so, grandson, tell me how I log off. How do I log off this thing? No, but I was saying, what would the ceremony be?
Ooh.
Well, I don't know. I guess you'd probably abuse him.
Oh, so it is like the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I am the new cherub, and I'll be.
That was really naughty.
Oh, but okay, so like they all go into like a church to deliberate. What would we all have to go into? A Zoom call.
It was a Zoom
twink.
call. And then, did you say a twink?
Yeah. Yeah. We all write a name down and put it in the Twinks bubble.
Last
And
one
then
to come out is the cherub.
Shake the twink. With the first name to pop out is a cherub.
That works with me.
Is this what happened before you asked me?
Yeah. That's what it was.
Oh.
It took ages as well because bless Josh with his dyslexia, we just can't.
Yeah, they couldn't spell Gearoid.
It took us ages to spell Gearoid.
He was on the streets of Manchester looking for a twonk.
Yeah. So, guys, that's the end of the podcast. Thanks so much for listening. We drop every single Thursday. And once again, if you want more, do please sign up to our Patreon. It's growing each day, and we can't wait for you to join us. And like us and subscribe us on whatever platform that you're listening to. That's me chewing your ear off. Thanks so much for listening. Everyone else, you got what you got to plug?
Yeah, sorry. I'm going on tour. You can get tickets at joshjonescomedy.com or through a link in my Instagram.
And I'll be on tour in Ireland at gearoidfarrelly.com is where you'll find my tickets. And I will be at the Edinburgh Fringe doing a work in progress. And I've got another podcast called Agony Rants.
Brilliant stuff. I also have another podcast called My Bad with Morgan Rees, where I talk to celebrity guests about their toxic traits. And I'm also at that blinking bloody stupid Edinburgh Fringe Festival. It's so stupid. I can't wait to be there.
And so is Josh, but he won't tell anyone.
Oh yeah, I was thinking I'm going, but I'm only going for 3 days. But I'm going to be there. I can't remember when. I'll plug that another day. I can't remember what's going on.
Well, we're ending the podcast, as in just for this episode.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Chatting with Cherubs.